This is Caddy of Howell Enterprises, and you are watching Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid. Who's your caddy?
Boys and girls, do I got something for you tonight? Look who it is. This is Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest. One half, I hope he's half dressed. One half dressed, the number one caddy, the only caddy that matters. Caddy Tucker. What's up, baby?
I'm doing great. I wish I had a shirt. You see, I was just on the phone with Amazon, and I was just asking them, like, can you get me this shirt? Nope, they're done shipping. So I don't really have any clothes after Danny Adams stole it at One Survivor 2. So I'm just sitting here, half naked.
Okay, so that's scared. That's a fantastic way to start right here because I seen you run away. You were half naked when they covered Jay Brown's face because he got defaced. They spun his face right up. And you were part of that, so don't look all happy. They used your shirt. Yeah. They used your shirt to cover his face up, and you haven't seen your shirt since?
Not seen my shirt since. I haven't seen El Jabroni since either, so maybe he's gone.
Either have I. I've tried to reach out to one El Jabroni, and no response.
That doesn't surprise me.
Thanks. Yeah. I know you took good care of him, and you seem very happy about that. No thanks to Cold Cash.
Do you understand?
Go ahead.
I'm trying to say, do you understand how hard it is to be caddy? Okay, so first of all, TJ got into a fight with Dan DeMann, which is a horrible idea because Dano snapped, and then I woke up in China. That's probably how it came over here, to be honest, because, you see, I don't speak their language. I mean, I found someone who knew enough English to point me in the direction of the ocean, and I swam all the way across whatever that ocean is and finally made it back just in time to run in. Hey, look, it's El Jabroni, kendo stick? Okay, and I just had the sudden urge to hit El Jabroni.
So what you're explaining to the fans right now is you swam from Wuhan and brought the Kincaid to the U.S.?
Possibly. I know I'm clear now. I'm good.
Oh, so you've had it and now you're immune, then it's like F everybody else. Is that what's going on?
Well, yeah. Does it matter? You're not privileged. You see, TJ and Ryan Frost right now are on their yacht in the middle of the ocean. They are fine. That's all I care about at the end of the day, is that Cold Cash is fine.
Well, you were talking about Cold Cash, and that was kind of where I was leading because you are associated with, obviously, TJ Howell III. You are his right-hand lackey, if you will. But you are behind him in a team called Cold Cash, which is TJ Howell and one Ryan effing Frost. And along with Cold Cash came one Drake Evans to finish one El Jabroni off, it seems, for good. I hope we see him return. But why the how do I put this? Why the services of one Drake Evans did you guys endeavor?
Why wouldn't you be in service with Drake Evans? That's the question. He's smart. He's been in this business years. Money talks, and he likes to listen. That's why he's so good at what he does. And as simple as that. I guess I could
accept it. Okay. I guess I could accept that. I would rather not accept that. But the first thing before we get too far, you are scaring the shit out of me. Are you just no shirt, or is the rest of you?
Would you like to find out?
No. Keep the camera angle right there. No, hey! What are you doing?
I'm wearing pants.
Man, he scared the crap out of me right there. Holy cow.
Like a sweatshirt or something from Consuelo.
But, hey, if you're shirtless now and you're running with one TJ, what are you doing over there?
I found this sweatshirt from Consuela.
Oh, all right. That's cool. That's cool.
Consuela, she's just the help. So.
She is. And from what I'm to understand, makes a hellified grand cup of Java.
I don't know. She doesn't feed me very often. I mean, I'm still waiting. I'm still waiting on my first paycheck. So
Now, with you running with TJ Howell III, and you lose one shirt, that shirt can't cost all that much. How come TJ Howell is not bringing the funds in just to give Caddy, the number one Caddy, one lousy shirt? Why can't he even produce that?
Why would he? I'm the caddy. I'm supposed to be the one that takes care. I bought all my shoes. I bought everything. I bought my visor. I took care. It's a caddy. It's an expense of the job. You do it because you want TJ to have his money. If he don't get paid, I don't get paid.
Wow, that sounds like a raw deal on your end and a fantastic. I am sorry. Go ahead, sir.
I said, when have you ever heard of a caddy program that has ever funded like your own personal supplies, that give you the shirts, that give you the visors, that give you the pants, the golf clubs? You got to go out and find that on your own. That's part of the job, Kincaid. You're the Kincaid. You should know this.
Oh, well, speaking of which, do you see? I never wear any TJ gear, ever. Never do I wear. Yeah, that's by choice.
A very terrible choice. Are you one of those anti-vaxxers? Is that what you're doing?
No, not at all.
That's confirmed.
Caddy Tucker, I have to say, what we do on Stirring the Pot is we pull back the curtain a little bit of the entertainment value, and we try to find out and give the fans a little insight of some of our favorite local, I guess I have to use, is the term superstars correct?
I would say so. If that's how you see them, as superstars, then they're superstars.
Okay. Well, I try to give the fans, with our local superstars, they get an insight, and maybe we get to peel back the curtain a little bit and get to see who the real Ryan Frost might be, or the real TJ Howell. And I have spoke to both of them gentlemen who do make up Cold Cash. Now, I would love to do the same with one Caddy Tucker. Is Caddy Tucker your real name?
My first name is Caddy. My last name is Tucker. Yes.
That is your real name?
Yes.
Wow.
When I got the job as a caddy, I had to change my name. So you need a first name and a last name. So I just needed my first name of Tucker, my last name, and then Caddy Tucker.
I can't believe you did. Now, of course, you had to pay for that on your own because it costs to change your name legally.
Yeah, and I live in Connecticut, so it's even worse.
Oh, the taxes are crazy.
Yes, I got to move to gentrified Brooklyn, New York, but I can't afford to move right now.
I have to ask because you train in TOS, which is Test of Strength Wrestling out of East Hartford. Am I correct on saying that?
You're very correct, yes.
Now, I've been to said TOS, and I've done some interviews down there besides going to the training days, and I have seen you in the ring doing your stuff, if you will. And you're pretty wiry in that ring, I gotta say. Where does the wrestling come from?
Define wiry.
Well, I expect you to be beaten to a bludgeon pulp, no matter who you're in the ring with. But you seem to hold your own and do your thing. You seem to have a sense of wrestling. Where does the wrestling come from within Caddy Tucker?
I would honestly just say Slick Wagner Brown. He's an amazing teacher. You know, he's been all around the world. He's wrestled for all the major promotions. You just try to soak in what you can, ask questions, try to understand what he's saying, and apply that every time you get in the ring. It's that simple.
Now, to understand, because I've talked to many of the guys down at TOS, Slick Wagner Brown is always highly talked about and highly regarded. His skill, his storytelling, we always talk about storytelling, and he's very high on that. I see that without the storytelling, fans get lost in wrestling sometimes, and that's what Caddy Tucker is bringing to the table as part of that whole package and a storyline of TJ Howell III. How did you get involved in this whole thing with TJ Howell III? If you could tell the fans, please.
Tell the fans, oh, well, just simple as, well, when I was a ref, nobody liked me. You know, because you were one of the people constantly chanting, slow count ref, slow count ref. You know what you did to me? You inspired people like Dan DeMann, Isaiah Wolf, 5-Star Chase, all those guys to beat me up. You were there on each and every one of those occasions. I fully blame you for that. A year into me refereeing, they're just like, we can't deal with you anymore. And TJ needed a caddy. He was like, how would you like to be a caddy? And I said, I'm on board. When's my first check? And still haven't gotten that first check.
And still haven't gotten it. And how long have you been a caddy, my friend?
About another year now.
Wow. And still no payoff yet, huh?
Was applying for unemployment due to Corona before everyone else was doing it. I was just first on the boat.
So TJ approaches you and says, hey man, we want to do this thing and I got an idea and I want you to kind of be my lackey and we're going to call you a caddy. We're going to make you do kind of like the comic relief stuff. And Caddy Tucker is like, hell yeah, sign me up.
Yeah, why not? I mean, I was starting to get to a point where I felt like I was learning everything I could as a referee. I mean, not to say that if I didn't start doing it again, you don't learn. You learn every time you go in there. But I was just, okay, I'm feeling comfortable in this position now. You know, I don't feel like I'm screwing up every 5 seconds. And I don't know what on like Slick's end or TJ's end, how that conversation went at all, to be honest with you. I was just told one day, hey, you want to be a caddy? And I was like, well, this is going to be something new, a new area of wrestling to explore and learn. And I'm doing that as we speak.
That is awesome because I got to give it to you, man. There's those little nuances that happen. And I'm talking like from right when you guys come out, you're like looking all stupid and proud and you've got, you know, and, you know, I always busted your ass about your clothes because they look kind of, I don't know, dirty and wrinkled. And I hope that is by design. If it is, you are a genius.
And if it isn't,
you're just an idiot with dirty, wrinkled clothes, I guess. I don't know. But when you guys come out, you usually come out first as the manager and you do your shtick and these guys come out behind you. They do their shtick and you guys get in the ring. And as Cold Cash, Ryan Frost seems to find a way to always knock you around somehow, some way in the ring. And man, is that effing money. I love it. And the fans eat it up. Can you take us through some of that stuff? Does that come naturally? Does it just happen on the fly? Do you guys talk about it? How does that come to the ring?
That was just one of those things where it's like right before we go out, like I think it was actually TJ that was the one who started it. Like, hey, let me like flick my shoes at you and you take a bump. And I'm just like, yes, I'll do it. You know, I love that corny, fun stuff, you know? And that's why Caddy works for me, I think, because I'm just a goofball in real life too. So, you know, and that starts, and then Ryan being this big, you know, the monster of the team, really, you know, just like holding out his hands and whacking me in the face. It's just like, no, that's going to happen. And then I like,
man,
ring and, you know.
That is absolute money every single time it happens because it's a little different every time.
And that's what I think it needs to be. I feel like lately, I feel like I could be doing more, you know? I feel like I get that way sometimes, though. So I'm always racking my brain just thinking about, okay, what can we do next that's just so stupid? Like, I've always wanted to, like, bring out the bag and, like, pull out, like, a pool noodle, like one of the noodles you had for your pool so your kids can hang on to them and stuff. I've always wanted to do some of that, you know, the stupid stuff that everyone else looks at and they're like, no, that's too stupid. But, you know, what are you going to do?
Caddy is right there to step up to the plate. And it takes, like I say, we discuss, it takes a package in wrestling. Even if it's just one person, there's still somebody behind the scenes giving them some support or making their gear, or there's just always a package that makes wrestling. And Cold Cash and Tucker right now, Caddy Tucker, it is absolute money. I love it, and I think you guys are fantastic. You make us laugh. You make us cringe. You have made me now cry because now El Jabroni is faceless. So you've taken us on such a roller coaster of storylines with everything you guys have done, and me as a fan, and I know the other fans really appreciate that stuff. And again, I'm going to go back to storytelling. Is that something in wrestling that you've always enjoyed, or is this something new for Tucker in wrestling that you're kind of warming up to?
I think that was always what I enjoyed, but I never knew what it was that I enjoyed. So that's the beautiful thing about what like Slick teaches you. He teaches like the little things that like a fan, someone who's not in the ring, wouldn't notice, that changes everything. That the little things that add up that really tell that story in the ring that maybe you don't even realize when you're watching it, but it makes sense to you, like it registers. Right. So like I think that was kind of one of those things, because I remember like playing the video game as a kid before I even watched wrestling, playing the Road to WrestleMania modes. That was what really got me hooked. Like, oh, if this is what it is on TV, beating up people in the ring and, suplexing people off of tractors and all that kind of stuff, like that I can get into. But yeah, the storytelling for me like in promos and stuff has always been, I don't think I've realized it.
I've seen, and you speak of promos, you have now injected into some of the promos over the course of their storytelling. Promos aren't always the easiest thing, but you guys make it look pretty natural, if you will. Is there a bunch of minds making these promos? Is it one person setting a direction? How does the Cold Cash or the Howl Enterprises, how do those kind of come about, if you could discuss to the fans? Because we don't know how these things come about.
I'll be totally honest with you. When it comes to Cold Cash, I haven't been there for many of them. And that's my fault. I've been going through, my own personal things, and I haven't been there a lot. That's why, Daniel's had to snap his fingers and all that. So to be honest, more often than not, like TJ will send me a link and like, hey, tell me what you think of this. And, it's awesome 9 times out of 10, But every time I have seen them do it, it seems very natural, just kind of, they know what they have to say. They know who they are. They know what role they're playing. And it's like second nature to them. And it amazes me every time. That's why I love being paired with those guys, because they've been doing it much longer than I have. And they're just so natural in the roles at this point. So it's unbelievable that it could literally be like, Caddy, hold my phone, press record. We're going to do something. And a minute later, they just cut a whole promo and built up a match. And I'm just standing there like, man, can I do one of those?
So are you comfortable in the position that you're holding in wrestling right now, or would you rather be in the ring, getting in the mix with the other men and women?
I think I am comfortable. I don't know if I'm ready to really be mixing it up yet. I want to be the best person when I do go in the ring. And if I just go out there now and I goof up a lot, then it's not going to be beneficial for everyone. Then again, that's what I did as a referee anyways, to be totally honest with you. But I think it's a little different because I'm literally holding someone's life in my hands. So I do want to be ready for that. If the day ever comes that, Slick says, all right, I think you're ready, let's have Caddy versus Danny Adam with the t-shirt on a pole match, then, if I get the okay from those guys, like, yes, it's time, let's do it, then I'm definitely down. But if I do get in the ring, I want to know how to tell the Caddy story the best way possible, and not make it all about me. I feel like I'm a young guy, and I maybe have that problem a little bit too much. So I think I would wait before I debut, to be honest with you.
Well, that sounds like smart wrestling. If I can add to that, that sounds very logical, very sensible. And I'm sorry, this whole Skype thing is really new to me, and it's kind of funky. There's almost like a small time delay.
Yeah, I think we have a little bit of a time delay. It's this whole Corona thing is new to everybody right now. To be totally honest with you, it's wild.
So speaking of which, because I mean, I've started the Skype thing because I'm like, how can I reach out to the men and women that I'm trying to do interviews with? And I figured Skype could be a great avenue. So since I am doing this and I'm reaching out, how is one Caddy Tucker dealing with all of this whole craziness going on?
Just taking it day by day. I mean, I haven't gotten paid for the past year anyway, so it doesn't make a difference to me. I'm still at home doing nothing. So, yeah, I'm just seeing if anyone needs anything done because I'm tired of just sitting on my bed, doing nothing. When you reached out, I was like, ooh, is he actually asking me to do an interview? Okay, I'll do an interview, If TJ hits me up tomorrow and is like, you want to come on the yacht and hang out for a minute, grab me some beers, I'll do it, Just kind of doing whatever I can to keep my mind off of it and just hang in there.
I definitely feel that. It's I don't know. It's got the world in an uproar right now, and things are really crazy. So, you giving me your time is really like I've said to the past couple guys, precious. Your time is precious. My time, it means nothing. I love having me some Caddy Tucker, so I really appreciate you coming on and doing this with me, man.
Don't worry. Like I said, I wasn't doing anything anyways. Might as well hang out with the Kincaid and remind him who the OG is.
My man said the Kincaid.
I am number one.
Oh man. Speaking of number one, I kind of a few days back, I went and interviewed one Mr. Elijah 6.
Oh boy. What happened with that?
It was shaky waters. But I do have to say, he did mention number one, and he was hilarious about it. Ichiban is a new guy on the scene and test of strength. Please, for the love of God, tell me and the freaking fans right now, who is Ichiban?
That's the thing, though. I've never seen him without his mask. I can theorize for you, but I can't give you a definite. No, I'm sorry. I was really hoping it was that guy in the trunk that they locked up, and it turned out it wasn't. I was hoping they made a mistake, but he's a Puerto Rican bro, so
That was hilarious. That's the stuff I'm talking about, man.
It was an Ichiban actually, and I will be there, and I will be holding the phone, ready to record and expose him or her to the entire world. I think it's Gina. I would not be surprised if it's Gina.
I don't know. Ref Gina got some moves, so that is actually not a bad guess right there.
Have you ever seen him in the same room at the same time? Maybe.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
The boys and girls at TOS, the men and women at TOS, I should say, they seem like a tight-knit family, and you guys have taken the smaller shows, which are called Training Day, a very intimate setting of about, 30 some odd chairs maybe set up. I don't even know that. I mean, it's quite small at the TOS dojo. And you guys have taken the show on the road, and you call them road shows. And a couple of us that go to TOS, we call them the TOS pay-per-views. How are you guys digging the TOS road shows right now?
Oh, I love them. They're always a blast, no matter where we go. Maybe Massachusetts, somewhere in Connecticut. You always see the familiar faces. You see the new fans, the bigger crowds getting into it. It's just amazing to see, and amazing to see all the boys and girls in the back coming out there and absolutely killing it. I was basically watching the entire show, Lone Survivor 2, as it happened. I was kind of, hiding in the audience, and I was just like, wow, these guys are blowing me away.
There is one specific thing I would like to touch on, because you've talked about Danos. You had an issue with him. And at Lone Survivor 2, there was Evie De La Rosa versus Dan the Man in a no disqualification for the big belt, the TOS championship. And out came two handmaids with Dan the Man. We had no clue who they were. I actually snuck up real quick and did a Kincaid file. I don't, now that I know who they are, I don't know how they didn't crack up when I did that. But we come to find out it was one Ref Gina and one Whew, Joanna Robinson with a low blow and a stunner. It was amazing. It was such a pinnacle to the storyline. How did you feel about all of that? And I'm to hear there might be some suspensions, as I did a Stirring the Pot with the GM, Alex Rojas. Do you feel that would be warranted if there were suspensions against one ref, Gina, and Joanna Robinson?
Well, then again, when I was a referee, I never hit as a handmaiden and snuck into other people's matches and gave them cutters and low blows and stuff. So if it did happen, Dan the Man and I have had our problems, but I'm going to put that aside. He helps out Howell Enterprises every now and again, and he's a good man, I won't lie. So very respectful to his women, very nice gentleman. So,
how are you saying that with a straight face?
Kincaid does not mean Danos can't. Danos is royalty for a reason. Okay?
Oh my God!
If suspensions happen, suspensions happen.
Whew. Wow! So you're on board with the suspensions?
I'm not the GM. If that's what GM decides, that's what GM decides. I'm just saying, when I was a referee, I never came in and hit Danos with a cutter. I prefer life. I'm on self-quarantine for 14 days. I prefer life. So, whatever happens.
I feel there should be a support system since it is Ref Gina, and you are a former ref. I think there should be a bit of a support system there.
I don't know, man. Like I said, I haven't hit anyone with cutters. Gina kneed him in the face once upon a time, as hilarious as that photo was. You didn't hear me say that. You better. I do not want problems with Danos. But I think regardless, Danos has his own problems. He'll be able to deal with them as he always does. He's still the champ. No one's been able to touch him. I'm more curious to see who's next.
So isn't the GM, because he has no idea who to put up against Danos, because he's like, where do I go?
That's a very good question. I mean, is there anyone who can beat Danos? Who hasn't tried at this point?
He's been the champ for a bit over a year now. He is the second champion, Bobby Ocean being the inaugural champion. Yeah.
Considering he never defended the title, mister. What kind of champion doesn't defend the title? See,
so
if TJ Howell III and Ryan Frost became the TOS World Tag Team Champions, we would defend the title everywhere. We wouldn't be a part-time champion like Bobby Ocean was.
You, my friend, I hope for your sake that Bobby Ocean isn't watching, because they call him hard hitting, and he'll clean your clock, my friend.
Yeah, he did that once before, too. Maybe you're right. You edit that out, too, please? With your pledge partner.
Oh, hell. Oh, us caddies got to stick together now. Oh, hell no. No, this is definitely not getting edited.
Well, it was nice knowing you guys.
What's on the horizon? What's coming up for Caddy Tucker? What's in the works for Cold Cash and Howell Enterprises? Give us, the fans, a little insight on the future of what's coming in. What's going on?
To be totally honest with you, I think we're just going to wait out and see what happens with the whole virus situation. Because I'm sure, as you've heard, I mean, you're getting flooded with people wanting interviews and stuff. Nobody has any bookings right now. Everybody's trying to play it safe, as they should. Because, wrestling is one of those places where diseases can get transmitted easy. It's two half-naked, sweaty guys rolling around. So everyone's playing it safe, which is smart. So, to be honest, I have no idea. I know I'll be here chilling, making terrible Caddy TV YouTube videos because I have literally nothing better to do. And if anyone hits me up and is like, hey, we have a match. Are you free? Yeah, I'm free. Let's go. Let's hit someone else with a kendo stick and rip their face off.
No, that's not nice.
That's what. It doesn't matter. You guys are like subhuman. You are not privileged. There's an upper class that we need to care about, and then there's Kincaid.
You are brainwashed from one TJ Howell III. You sound exactly like him.
Well, let me tell you something. We always get what we want.
Well, I can't argue with you there, my friend. And you did speak of the TOS Tag Team Championships. Now, there is Jay Freddy and his tag team partner, Slick Wagner Brown. They have been the inaugural Test of Strength champions, and they have been a year running, if I'm not mistaken, champions. You did mention that Cold Cash. If they were tag team champions, are you putting it out there that the Cold Cash would be looking ahead in the future past this whole craziness at those gold straps? Is that the end goal for Cold Cash, or is there something else that we just don't know about?
Well, maybe there is, maybe there isn't. I could say, why wouldn't they want the gold? First off, I mean, TJ Howell III has been screwed I don't know how many times out of the TOS championship. And then he befriended Ryan Frost. Now we have Cold Cash. We might as well rectify that by taking the TOS World Tag Team Championships from none other than the Kowalski guys, the guys who have trained us. What would that say if we beat Slick Wagner Brown? If TJ beats Slick Brown, what would you say?
I would just drop my mouth, and as it all would went gone down, because I'm going to be recording, and I would look around the room in total dismay.
Dismay? Why? Yeah. We would really gentrify those championship belts.
I don't know about all of that, really.
They've been in that sticky, disgusting, smelly underground with Slick Wagner Brown for God knows how long. If TJ took them on, he would have me gentrify, clean up those titles, make them titles you could be proud of again.
Well, I'm feeling between Danos, Bobby Ocean, and Slick Wagner Brown, and maybe including Jay Freddy, but you kind of went a little heavy on the Slick Wagner Brown. I think you're dead.
I am like a human, crash test dummy doll. So I'm sure that's nothing new, to be honest with you.
Oh my God. You know what? I could so see you as a human crash test dummy. What the hell did you do to me? I'm never going to see you the same again.
Get the little paintings of the warning signs or whatever it is they have on there and come out like that.
Oh my God, that is fantastic. Oh, what a vision I have right now of you getting thrashed. Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Snapping into a wall and my head buckling and
oh man, that just tickles me pink. I'm gonna sleep happy tonight now. Thank you for that vision.
Getting hurt tickles your pink, whatever that
okay. Whew. Oh, I think I snapped a rib. Oh man, that was fantastic. That was great stuff. Test of Strength is obviously your home base.
Of course.
Does Caddy go wherever Cold Cash or TJ Howell goes when they branch out to the other promotions and go to the different states and make the drives? Does Caddy go with them and represent? How does that work out?
When I'm not stuck in China, yes.
That whole Danos thing really got you, man.
Well, geez, do you think I just swam across the ocean in a day?
No.
Exactly. It takes a lot of work. It takes time. I would definitely like to be there more often, yes. And that's definitely what's holding me back right now. And I think holding Cold Cash back because maybe they need Caddy by their side.
Cheating by their side. Cheating.
No idea what you're talking about.
No,
I cost the match.
Now that was a bonus for us. That was awesome.
You got me there. I mean, I saw Jabroni and I just couldn't resist. I finally just swam across this ocean, and the one thing I wanted to do when I got back to America was crack a kendo stick upside El Jabroni's head. And then that moment was taken away from me. Because TJ slides in the ring to start ripping off his mask, and I look up, and he's bald. He's bald! While I was in China, I made sure to get a haircut. Because I was going to put this little bit of hair in like a band or something, ponytail it, and say, TJ, look, I look like you. I look like privilege. Am I a good caddy now? Before I even got the opportunity to show him, he's bald. But you know what that means, right? That means Cold Cash. It's a cohesive unit. These guys are on the same exact page. They look the same. They talk the same. They act the same. You can't beat Cold Cash.
Well, I am so glad you mentioned the bald head because that was absolutely hilarious. When he came out, we were like, what the hell did he do?
Yeah, I wasn't there. I was still sprinting past the marijuana dispensary area. So when I finally ran in and when he got back in the ring, that's when I finally saw him for the first time. I didn't know.
Got you. This whole thing with the caddy not being able to back the Cold Cash and the Howell Enterprises all the time when they go abroad, if you will. There's been a guy that I've been meaning to talk to you about, and I need your insight and your thoughts on this new kid. I don't know where he came from. He's out at the chop shop somewhere, doing his thing. They call him, well, he calls him Coach C. That's what he calls himself. Cold Cash has gave him a title of Caddy C. I've seen a little steam, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it was you and Coach C. First off, what are your thoughts on Coach C? Second off, where the hell did he come from? Third off, do you have heat with Coach C? And if you do, can you make it all happen? So give us a little insight on yourself and Coach C, please.
Okay, so Coach C, I was only in the chop shop once, and let me say, it was an amazing environment there. Everyone was very friendly. Very great place to be. I definitely want to come back again. I hope they want me back again. But Coach C, when I talked to him, great kid. I mean, he's like, what, like 14, 15 years old maybe now? And he is unbelievably smart. I mean, this kid has it. I mean, when you see him, he's a personality, grabs your attention. He is entertaining. I don't know, like, if he trains or anything like that. I really don't know. But I know he has got it regardless. He's absolutely amazing. Heat-wise, and I don't want to have heat with anybody other than the fact that he's trying to steal my job. But if he got signed on as a coach, that would be fine. But if he gets signed on as a caddy, I think we might have a couple issues. Maybe I'll have to teach him a lesson. But because he's definitely not a better caddy than me. You think his little scrawny arms could hold up his bags? I swam across the ocean.
Well, you, how are you feeling though? The guns, are they okay after all of that swimming and stuff? Because like you said, it takes a while.
Yeah, I did a lot of floating, like planking in the water and just kind of floating around a little bit. They say take all your clothes off so you don't sink down. It's a little bit easier to float. So there I am, just naked, just sunbathing. Finally got a tan for one.
Oh my God. Oh, great. Another visual of no tan line freaking caddy. That's amazing. Back to Coach C. They call, not they, well, yeah, they, because TJ Howell has titled him Caddy C. What is that crap?
Well, TJ is the boss. If he signs him as a Caddy C, then he's going to be a Caddy C. But he's not going to like the OG Caddy very much.
Well, we're going to have to see where all of that unfolds. I am very interested, to be honest with you, because Cold Cash has been regulars up at the RICW. Am I not mistaken there? And I mean, it's a hall. I used to go to the chop shop quite regularly, but it is a hall, so I do have to make my way out there. I hate to make excuses as the drive is too far, but sometimes it just is. You know, I go to a lot of stuff, so I do have to get out there when Cold Cash is on the bill because, I mean, hey, I got to support the local guys around us, man.
That's how it is. You guys could quite literally be watching the future right now. Like Coach C, I'm 95% sure he is going somewhere in this business. I'll be totally honest with you. The other 5% comes if he ends up being a caddy and I have to beat him up and end his career. But if that doesn't happen, then he's the locals are the future of the wrestling business.
I have to agree with most of that. That whole you and Caddy, Coach C thing. I don't know about that. I do hope that does get smoothed out. I am so looking forward to the future, getting out of this whole quarantine thing, seeing where Cold Cash, Howell Enterprises, and Caddy Tucker, where their story brings us to the future. Is there anything that I haven't touched upon that you would like to say to the fans, to your big boss, TJ Howell III, and or Ryan Frost before I let you go, sir?
Please pay me. Food. Look at me. I haven't eaten since like October of 2018. I need food. Please win the titles for me.
Well, Caddy Tucker,
from Slick Wagner Brown as I need. I don't care. Feed me.
Caddy Tucker, that was probably the best absolute ending to our little soiree here. I really appreciate your time for kicking back, hanging out with Kincaid, as they've been calling me lately.
Kincaid. Oh.
Mm-hmm. So I do appreciate your time, and I did not expect Caddy Tucker coming in on a stirring the pot after that last time when Mark Adam Haggerty turned stirring the pot into smoking the pot with Mark Haggerty.
Hey, I'm okay with smoking the pot with Mark Haggerty any day of the week. Okay.
Well, this was Stirring the Pot with Don Kincaid and my very special guest, one Caddy Tucker. Thank you so much, Mr. Caddy Tucker.
Thank you for having me. It's been an absolute pleasure.